Presentation. Now may I please call upon the stage Dr. Amina Ansari, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Deogiri College of Engineering and Management Studies.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah.
I hope it. I am truly delighted to be here among the fellow researchers, professionals and the champions of sustainability as well as the stalwarts of the different domains. I am Dr. Amina Ansari. I am currently working with Deogiri Institute of Engineering. I belong to Civil Engineering Department and from past 15 years I am working as an assistant professor in the domain of structural engineering. I am teaching to undergraduate as well as masters of computer aided and structural engineering. Today I am here to share the insight of my research on energy efficient nanoconcrete, a journey that's rooted in science but inspired by the urgent need to build a better green future tomorrow. We all know that buildings are the major contributor of energy consumption. Nearly 40% of the global energy use goes into them, largely for heating and cooling. As we face the dual crisis of fossil fuels depletion and climate change, the need for sustainable construction material is no longer an optional, it's imperative. And this is where my research comes in. I have been exploring the development of new materials, which is nano-engineered concrete, that has the potential to revolutionize how we build by dramatically improving energy efficiency and sustainability. Let me walk you through the core idea. At the heart of this innovation, we have two key materials. The first one is phase change material that we refer as PCM, and the other one is multi-wall carbon nanotube that we refer as MWCWT. PCMs are remarkable substance that absorbs and release thermal energy as they transform between solid and liquid phase. Think of them as natural thermal batteries. For instance, paraffin-based PCM can help maintaining stable indoor temperature by storing heat during the day and releasing it at the night. To enhance this practicality, we use microencapsulation. Basically, encapsulation is the process how you store the material. So we use microencapsulation method, which prevents leakage and significantly improves the durability of this material when we are blending it with the concrete or when we are blending it with any of the materials. To enhance the now multi-watt carbon nanotube plays a different but vital role. These nanomaterials improve the mechanical property of the concrete in terms of strength and thermal conductivity in the concrete, making the material not more just efficient but also stronger and long-lasting. Together, these two components work in synergy to create a concrete that is intelligent, efficient, and durable, perfectly aligning with the goal of sustainable development. The study I conducted had two key objectives. The first one, to assess the mechanical property of nanoconcrete, how strong it is as compared to the traditional concrete, not national concrete, I'm sorry. And the second, to evaluate its thermal performance, how well it reduces the energy consumption in the building. Can I have the AD please? This research is being executed under the guidance of Dr. Vrudala Soni ma'am by the PhD scholar Amina Ansari. Prototype 1 is developed to observe behavior of various phase change material when incorporated into walls. Here, the cavity of aerated concrete blocks are filled with macro-encapsulated phase change material such as HS24, HS29, HS36 in 3 different walls respectively, and the fourth wall is considered to be the reference wall without phase change material for comparative study. The temperature sensors are installed at inner, middle and outer position of the wall. These sensors are connected to Arduino and the variation of temperature are being observed by giving exposure to sunlight. Prototype 2, evaluation of temperature variation in concrete. Concrete blocks were casted with variable percentage of microencapsulated rigid materials such as 3, 6, 9, 12 and 15 percentage in replacement to water cement ratio. And temperature variation is observed through temperature sensors which is placed inside the concrete block during casting. These sensors are connected to ESP 8266 and readings are observed by giving exposure to sunlight. Prototype 3. By observational reading of prototype 1, we selected HS36 as it gave a remarkable drop in temperature. Here, macro-encapsulated HS36 phase-change material was incorporated into the cavity of wall and temperature sensors in the middle and outer position were installed. The prototype was kept in sunlight to measure the temperature variation with the help of Arduino Mega. The exposure to sunlight is an important factor in evaluating the effectiveness of PCM, that is phase change material. At higher outside temperature of approximately 37 degrees centigrade, we obtained a temperature drop of 9 degrees centigrade with a maintained inside ambient temperature of the range 26 degrees to 28 degrees centigrade. With reference to prototype 2, at lower outside temperature, we got a temperature increase by 3 degrees centigrade with a maintained inside ambient temperature of the range 24 degrees centigrade to 26 degrees centigrade. By this, we have achieved the energy efficiency. Energy efficiency depends on striking a balance between the reducing the consumption and maintaining the comfort. Let me share some highlights from the results. We prepared 6 different concrete mixes with varying percentage of PCM concentration ranging from 0 to 15% and multi-wall carbon nanotube content ranging from 0 to 0.05%. Interestingly, we found that the mix containing 6% of PCM and 0.02% of multi-wall carbon nanotube achieved compressive strength comparable to the standard concrete. A mix of 3% PCM and 0.01% of multi-wall carbon nanotube gave us a good flexural strength as well. However, we also observed that increasing the percentage of PCM beyond a certain limit decreased the tensile strength of the concrete, over which we obtained a finding that balance is a key. Now on the thermal side, this is where we get a lot of excitement in our research. We tested a prototype in the wall where we applied HS36 into the PCM cavities. At an outdoor peak of 37 degrees, the indoor temperature was lowered to 9 degrees centigrade. This was just a starting of lowering the temperature. This 9 degree difference, you can achieve more difference if the outside temperature is more than 40. If it is increasing or if the outside temperature is a little bit hotter as compared to the normal temperature, then you may get a low amount of decrease in the temperature inside of the building, or I can say the ambient temperature could be much lower as compared to the regular temperature. This results in an energy saving of about 50% of the total translation translation of the annual saving of the power by 2 lakh rupees saving in a year for 5,000 square feet of a building. And even better, the investment of the PCM pays for itself in just 2 years. So whatever amount you'll be investing in applying this technology into your building, this amount you can get payoff within 2 years of your energy bills. That's just not sustainable, it's economical viability. For sustainability point of view, the benefits are significant. Reduced cooling and heating demands lower carbon emission. With microencapsulation, the lifespan of PCM may increase up to 50 years. Multi-wall carbon nanotube improves thermal conductivity, reducing the energy needed for the temperature regulations. PCM also mitigates thermal cracking during the hydration, improvising the longevity of the structure. Thermal cracking is one of the major key failure patterns which we are observing in the concrete, and that is a threat for the structure. Of course, this research builds up some incredible work which was already being done in this field by certain researchers which emphasizes the superior thermal storage of PCM, up to 14% more energy per unit volume than traditional material. Some more researchers also highlighted the multi-wall carbon nanotube, which enhances the thermal transport property of the material into the new transition phase of the PCM. We also look forward that there are promising exploring areas when we are aligning this PCM in the different domains. Advancing the encapsulation technique is one of the domains which is not being yet researched. We can have a research on this domain. Next, customizing the PCM into the transition phases where we can have a customization of your own temperature. Like for your country, if you are comfortable with an indoor temperature of 20 degrees or 18 degrees, that is also one of an area which yet to be researched on. Integrating these technologies into the various grades of the concrete is one of an open area for the research, and also the solar panels which we are nowadays installing in most of the countries to have energy efficiency. In that domain also, PCM could be considered as a vital material for saving a lot of energy. In conclusion, nano-engineered concrete enriched with PCM and multi-wall carbon nanotube offer an transformative approach to sustainable construction. It reduces energy use, cuts emission, enhances durability, making it a smart choice for planet-conscious world. This is not just about changing what we build. It's about changing what we think about the buildings. And I believe that with such innovation, we are taking solid step towards cooler, cleaner, and smart future. Thank you everyone for your kind attention. I'm looking forward for any questions and discussion. This technology is being patentized by Australian government as well as Indian government. And this product will be in market shortly.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Any
Dr.
questions?
Amina Ansari. If anybody has any questions, you can ask her.